Welcome to Low-Code Application Development with Oracle Apex. This video is on creating an application on existing tables. Hello, my name's David Peake, Product Manager for Application Express. So I've logged into my Oracle Apex Application Builder, and as you can see, there's only one table currently in this environment. So Apex is exceedingly good at building applications on top of existing tables. So I'm just going to go and install a sample data set. So I've got some tables and data to play with. So I'm installing my sample projects dataset here. If I choose to, I could actually click on Create Application directly here, but instead I'm just going to click on Exit, go back to my application builder and click on Create. So I want to create a new application. I could also create an application from a spreadsheet or install a packaged application. Let me just click on this first option. So I need to give it a name. And I want to go and update the appearance. So I'm going to choose red. I want to choose a new icon. I want this icon here and that color. So I'll set that and save those changes. And now I can actually go and start adding in pages. So the first page I want to add in is a cards region for my projects. So I'll just select the table here, my projects table. I want to display the name, the description, and I want the budget as additional text. And then I want to go and add another page. I want to actually add in a calendar. So this is going to be my calendar here. I'm actually going to use my task table for this. And then I want to display the name, start date, and the end date, so the duration-based events. I want to add in a interactive grid here for my milestones. An interactive grid is like a spreadsheet, so you could update data directly in the page. So I'll just add that in. And then I'll add in another page. This one will be a report in a form for tasks. And I want to include the form. I'm also going to do lookups for this. So instead of showing the project ID, I actually want to show the project name. And instead of showing the milestone ID, I want to show the milestone name. So I'll add that page in as well. Now at this point, my calendar's in the wrong position. I'm just going to drag that. And I want to add in another page. In fact, I'll add in a dashboard. And my first chart is going to be my project budget. It's going to be a bar chart. I'll select my projects table, project name, and I want the column value for budget. And then for my second chart, I want my project status. And so I'm going to select my projects table again. This time I'll select the status ID and I want a count of each. For this one, in fact, I want it as a pie chart. So I'll just select pie chart. And I could add in additional charts as well if I want to, but I'm just going to add those two in for now. And I want to drag that one right up here. And I also want to add in a chart directly. And this one's going to be project costs. And this is going to be based on the task table, project ID, and I want to do a sum of the cost and add that page in. And then finally, I'm going to do another report and form, this time on status. And instead of having this available to everybody to be able to update the statuses, I only want administrators to be able to update them, so I'm going to add it into the administration page. Below the pages here, we have features, and we can choose to include any number of these features. I'm just going to check all of them. And then we've got additional capabilities down here. I'm just going to go into the advanced settings here because I want to set the short description, and also a long description. So I put in a nice little description there. I'll just save that, and then I can create the application. So now we're back into the application builder, and I'm actually looking at the application definition. You can see I've got various pages defined. Here's my home page, dashboard, projects, etc. When you get down to here, you'll see a login page, an administration page, and then a number of additional pages which have been inserted to implement the features that I selected. So let's just go ahead and run this application now. The first thing I'll need to do is enter in my username and password, and then we're presented with the application. And under dashboard here, you'll see that we've got two different charts that have been implemented and two charts which are just based on dummy data, which we can later go and update. We have a cards region here for projects. Under milestones, we have what's called an interactive grid, and this allows me to update details directly in this page as needed rather than having to go to a separate page. Under tasks, we're using, oh, I did not save that information. Let me go ahead and save it first. Under tasks, we have the more common report and form, and this is called an interactive report. So I've got a number of different capabilities. For example, I can set up various filters and everything else. There's also an edit icon here, which will bring up a modal page for me. And I can actually update any of the details that I want to on this page. If I go to the calendar here, then you'll see that we have duration-based events. But if I click on one of these, then it's not going to do anything for me. So what I'm going to do is use this developer toolbar down the bottom here to go back into the application builder so I can quickly update the calendar. So let me do that. And here's my calendar. If I go to attributes, you'll see that there's an option here for setting up the view edit link. So I'll just click on that. Yes, it is a page in this application, and it's page 6, sample project tasks. I need to set the ID for that page with the ID from the calendar and clear the cache from that form that I'm going to. Click OK. As soon as I click save, it's going to save these changes as metadata in the Apex repository, and so I can actually run this page immediately and see whether it works for me. So let me go ahead and click one of these, and you'll see that it's actually bringing up the one that I selected. If I select a separate one here, again, you'll see that it's actually taking that record and bringing up the appropriate form. We also have project costs, and this is showing project IDs rather than the project name. I could easily go in and change that. And then under administration, we have a number of options here. I have another report and form here for my statuses. And then I can actually I can change the theme style selection. I can see various activity reports. End users can enter feedback, and I can go and see what settings they have. I can actually go and define administrators, contributors, and readers that are able to come in and utilize this application. So thank you very much for watching this video.